The Bible is for
Levels on, levels on. Oh, yeah. Sorry. We're doing the... Here we go.
All right, ready?
I was born 40-something years ago, completely ready.
You know what you were born to do? Shine bright, shine far, don't be shy. Be a star where you live, where you are. Finish it.
No. People don't want to hear us sing.
Be a star.
But mostly they don't want to hear you sing.
Welcome to the Bible is Funny podcast, little segment we like to call Christian Movie Club. We're here in the club. My name's Anthony and that's Tim.
We gotta have a better name.
I'll tell you a better name. A hat by Utter.
Well,
I did it really good.
We're still rolling.
I did it really good. I'm going to take it back from the top line.
Yeah. Go.
A hat by any other name would be just as sick.
Wow.
Pew, pew, pew.
You went there. For those of you listening, we've got hats on.
And we have the whole time.
We usually
Every
do.
episode.
To hide our ugly heads. But this time we're hiding our ugly heads with a custom hat.
Bible is Funny hat.
It's got the Bible is Funny stuff on it.
You may notice if you look closely, again, sorry if you're listening, but I have another surprise for you. Every time I talk, I do it in front of a painting. That's a sheep. And
Bathsheba.
We've called her Bathsheba. And she adorns this hat. The Bathsheba was painted by our friend Billy, who's an amazing artist. And then our friend Jen made it into an embroidery graphic we can put on a hat.
And we're going to give them nothing for that. Just some shout outs.
And
if we start selling these hats, they're going to want royalties.
Affection. Okay, maybe don't talk to Jen and Billy if you see them. And tell them we're doing this. No, they all know. You can get a hat right now in the show notes. Yep.
Okay.
You can go in there and you can order yourself a hat. We have 2 colors.
We can do a pre-order.
We have another style. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can go to Etsy. It's an Etsy link in our show notes. You can
I'm all over Etsy.
Bible is Funny merch, hot off the press.
I'm a huge Etsy fan.
There's a third hat style that's not in the room with us right now. You're gonna have to go to the shop to find it. You can pick whatever one you like the best.
I like it. These are my people here.
Yeah, you can support the podcast by getting a hat and rocking it.
Yeah,
and telling people about why the Bible is funny, or that you're a card-carrying member of Christian Movie Club, which is what brings us all here together today, and to discuss a film that has been a source of controversy. Over the decades.
You're working on your words today, aren't you?
Controversy across many, and even just recently, a couple years ago, or maybe just last year.
Oh.
The movie we are reviewing today.
If you haven't read it already on the podcast notes.
Jesus Christ Superstar. Jesus Christ Superstar. We are doing the 1970s version. I don't know if there's another one.
No,
movie version.
I don't think so. I know they did a recording of the play live or something. Okay. That's what I was kind of fumbling around as I was looking through some stuff, trying to find how to watch this movie.
Right.
I found some of that stuff, but I knew that was not the right thing to find. I wanted the 1973 film.
1973. This is the film based on the major, I mean, you have to call it a Broadway hit, right? Like it's very successful. It's been on Broadway.
I guess it was Broadway. I don't know.
Many times. I'm not going to talk about awards that it's won or not won because I don't know. But I would, if I was playing trivia right now and I had to guess, do you think Jesus Christ Superstar won a Tony at some point? I would guess yes.
I would back you up on that.
I would say I think yes. So if you are an avid Tony Award follower, you can let us know how many Tonys it has won. But this is obviously it's kind of a I don't know what you have to do this if you're doing Christian movies, like Christian representation in the arts, and this is a hit Broadway show that turns into a movie. You think you got to cover this one?
Well, yeah. And what's funny is that this has been kind of off my radar, as I didn't really know anything about it. I didn't know anything about it growing up. Right. I was always told from my people my tribe that I grew up in, that this was like heresy and wrong and bad. And so I'm like, oh boy, what am I going to get into? What sort of cult practices am I going to start following by watching this film? And I didn't want to do, I wanted to protect my eyes, girded everything.
Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see.
Exactly. And so my 40-year-old eyes can't see very well. And I thought, this is the time that I can watch this movie finally.
Your 40-year-old eyes are protected by your readers.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did not wear them for this particular film.
Young eyes need to be protected by discernment, but then you get older and you're like, well, you got your cheaters on.
Yeah.
So it's not going directly to your
it's a
eyes.
physical thing you remove.
You have an actual barrier. I mean, same. I'm coming to this with the same, like, ooh, that was like, I don't know. And I'd be curious actually to like ask my parents, like,
oh yeah,
do you guys have any thoughts on that? I don't even know that, because my parents were not as on that board. Like, to their credit, they were pretty cool about like, I don't know, watch what you want. They had a moment that I like to give them a hard time, that they were really on to focus on the family movie reviews, but it was very brief and it kind of like fell apart quickly. But yeah, I don't know even if they perpetuated that thing, but I came into this review going like, oh.
I imagine the focus on the family reviews were like, I don't know, they didn't hit their kids enough.
No. But I'll tell you the story quickly. They got on to like, we got to start doing, because I was into movies. I mean, those that have been following along forever. Like, I just love movies, and that started showing up when I was younger. I wanted to watch like the Oscar nominated movies when I was in high school. That was like my thing. And
instead you watched Christian movies.
Now I watch mostly, I'm way behind on the movies I actually am trying to watch, because I'm watching so many Christian movies. But the movie was A Beautiful Mind.
Heard of it.
And I was like, I want to see that. It's Russell Crowe. I liked Russell Crowe. I like Gladiator. I was like, oh, I want to see this. And then Focus on the Family had like somehow drummed up that this was not an okay movie. I'm sorry if I've told anyone this story before that's hearing it again. And they were like, no, you can't see it. And I was like, gosh, this feels like, okay. Like, I just don't know what we're taking from this. So then I was at a basketball tournament, and it was like something happened. It was raining. We ended up in the hotel. We rent the movie A Beautiful Mind in the hotel. My parents are like, we're here. We can shield his eyes if it gets bad or whatever. We watched the whole movie, and I kid you not, we finish it. I'm like, oh, that was a great movie. Like, that's probably in my top 50. Like, it was really good. There's a big reveal. It's like a 30-year-old movie now, so it's, if you don't know,
he sees dead people.
Anyway, a really good movie. Get to the end of it. There's nothing wrong. It's like literally like, I don't know what, I forget what they were poking at to say it wasn't an okay movie. And my parents were just like, yeah, we're not doing Focus on this movie anymore. Like, immediately they were like, sorry, there was nothing wrong with that.
That's good. I'm glad they made that decision, because I'm the same way. Like, I haven't talked to my mom yet about this one. But I talked to my mother-in-law. I was like, oh my gosh, I saw this movie. So what did you, like, I always thought it was bad. And she's like, yeah. And she kind of gave me that look. I'm like, oh, so you haven't watched it either.
Okay.
It still hasn't. And it has still kind of held that thing that like, well, that's bad. So I don't want to give it anything away, but
we'll talk more. But that's what was coming into it for both of us.
Yeah.
Was spicy pepperoni.
Yeah, I felt like I was watching Saturday Night Live in middle school, like sneaking around. Like, I shouldn't be doing this.
It's so funny when you look back on that stuff now. The Simpsons was such a moment with Bart saying, eat my shorts. Parents were like,
whoa, watch your mouth. It's a family program.
Ruining the next generation. So you know the drill.
But go watch Archie Bunker all day long.
Unless you're new here at Christian Movie Club, what happens is we have consumed this movie separately. We come here together to discuss it with you, our bestest friends, and we're going to talk about that here. That's what we're going to dive into and discuss today. I do believe this was sent in by a couple people, Jesus Christ Superstar, over the couple years we've been doing this project. It's not one that's been an avalanche, but it's a couple of you have mentioned it. Of course, it's been out there for a long time. Tim, in case you are not familiar with the play turned into movie, Jesus Christ Superstar, what do the people need to know?
Yeah, I'm going to give you some details. It's called Jesus Christ Superstar from 1973. This is a Universal Pictures film. So it had some, oomph behind it.
Yeah.
It's an hour and 47-minute runtime. It's a little lengthy for my normal taste, but okay. Just giving you the facts. Film was written by Norman Jewison. and Melvin Bragg and Tim Rice, directed by Norman Jewison. I think he died like last year or 2 years ago, 2024. He directed like In the Heat of the Night and the original Thomas Crown Affair, and Fiddler on the Roof. He's just a very well-known director.
He did Fiddler.
Yeah. So this film grossed at least $24.5 million. Some say around maybe in excess of $34 million on a $3.5 million budget.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a if you do math and economics, that's a good return on your investment.
I'm also like, I have a lot of I mean, they must have been giving these venues away. I thought the venues alone would have been really expensive to rent.
I think they just snuck out in the middle of the desert and just filmed it and said, "Catch me, we're in the desert."
But people in tank tops dancing around, they were like, never mind. Just let them finish.
Never mind. Yeah,
best to just let them finish.
Well, I'll get into some of that. This film stars Ted Neely as Jesus Christ. Superstar was very early in his career. It's like his second credit on IMDb. Eventually, he was in Django Unchained. He was in Of Mice and Men and an episode of Starsky and Hutch. He was the guy. Of course, he looks like Norman Reedus to me. If you don't get that?
No, who's Norman?
Jeez, from Walking Dead.
I didn't. No.
Dang it!
I know. I'm sorry.
And all sorts of other stuff. Anyway, Norman Reedus. If they know what I'm talking about.
They probably know.
Stars Carl Anderson as Judas. He was in The Color Purple and the Incredible Hulk TV show and Days of Our Lives and whatever. But he was Superstar was his first credit as well that we see on IMDb. Yvonne Elliman as Mary Magdalene. She was in a couple episodes of Hawaii Five-0. Also, most of these people like that have credits and acting credits and stuff, they went on to do like voice work or like they were background vocals for different artists. So like there obviously a lot of music. The whole movie is a musical and there's no exposition. But like a lot of these main people went on to do other things more musically related, I would say, than acting. Barry Dennen, on the other hand, as Pontius Pilate, he died in 2017. Sad. But he was in Fiddler on the Roof. Damn. He was in Mad TV for an episode. He has done a ton of video game voices. He was in Mr. Belvedere, if you remember that. He has 138 acting / voice credits going back to 1966.
Yeah. If you are, everybody has this in their career and things. If you are an actor, where is video game voice acting?
It's got to be so easy.
But I'm saying like prestige wise.
I think it's the bottom, but it's probably. I think
it's like so low.
But they're probably like, yeah, that's fine. Let me just cash my checks.
Sure.
I think they're having a great time.
I just am like, I'm picturing like a very like elite like acting school and someone who's like, I dream of going on to voice act in video games.
Well, yeah, and that's fine. I would do it. I think they're doing okay.
It has come a long way. Back in my day, there was like, this like very grainy character saying like just a repeat.
I'm a Wario. I'm a going to win. Sorry, is that too?
It's very offensive.
Sorry, your people. This film stars Larry Marshall as Simon Zealots. He's in a bunch of movies I've never heard of. Josh Mostel, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, as King Herod. He's recognizable. So you've seen him he doesn't look quite the same as he did back in 1973, but he was the guy in City Slickers. He's in Billy Madison. He's in The Money Pit, Blacklist. But this Jesus Christ Superstar was right at the beginning of his career.
Who is he in Billy Madison?
He's the bigger guy. He's like the guy that looks like Newman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's that guy.
I definitely
you've seen him. You've seen him in plenty of things. This was like the first one he did though, and anyway, I'll get into him being fantastic later. Last one I'm going to give you is funny for its own reason, and this is a family friendly show. Yep. Paul Thomas as Peter. He died last year, unfortunately. Very sad. So I started looking him up, and I'm like, he's got 400 acting credits. 400.
That's a busy guy.
It's a crap load of acting credits. And so I'm scrolling through. He's got 461 directing credits and 236 producer credits. I was like, what the heck is this guy up to? He's done all these things. And I'm scrolling through, and I had never heard of him. I didn't know none of these titles rang a bell, which is good. Then I look at IMDb and it's calling them videos. I'm like, wow. Okay, there's a lot of videos. Like, what's he doing? A lot of videos. There's hundreds. Videos. Yeah, I've done videos, but hundreds and hundreds of them. Like, this is insane. Yeah. And then I look up in the fun facts, and it says he had brief success as an actor in the mainstream films, including playing Peter in Jesus Christ Superstar, before going on to become an adult film actor and director. He was a feature performer in hundreds of adult films in the 1970s and 80s, and now is directing adult films. Well, now he's dead, but and his alternative name was Jude Blue from the adult.
Like you're saying, like an adult, like he's not a child anymore. He's an adult actor. Yeah, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
He's doing adult films because he's not doing child films. That's what you're saying? Is that what that means?
That's kind of what I'm saying. Don't know why he died early.
This is the guy with the really big puffy.
Yeah, Peter at the end.
Afro,
yeah.
Right?
Big, nice full
not
thick
afro,
chest hair.
But just like a
very a white
puffy,
white dude
hair.
Afro.
Yeah,
white fro. I don't know what it's called.
I was kind of mesmerized at like how
evidently lots of people were. And
my hair is up here. Okay, well, he went on.
He went on to
do things, and that's what he did.
Yeah, his career really grew.
Not sure why any Christians had an issue with this film. All right, so Jesus Christ Superstar. That's the setting. 73.
1973.
Again, we like to use this part to kind of set the tone. If you're unfamiliar, you have no idea what this is. And I will say this too. I nodded to it earlier. You're gonna have to help me. Very famous Broadway actress, and she was in Wicked.
Idina Menzel.
No. Well, she was.
Adele Dazeem.
Right. No, the newer one. She
Kristen
acts opposite of Ariana Grande, and her name is completely escaping me right now. Thank you. She was just cast, and I'm sure it's happened at this point, but she was cast as Jesus in this on Broadway, like a year ago. Okay. And that was like another like kerfuffle, which is like
interesting.
Yeah, that was like a thing. So if you caught that story, you're like, I don't know what they're talking about. Jesus Christ Superstar. This is the thing. And then this is the movie based on that. All right. So you have the setup. We have the background. This is a major motion picture. It made $25 million. It's like based on this Broadway show. It was tearing it up in the 70s. Still happens today. All these people that are professionals are in it. What we need a little brief kind of summary, and we need some reviews to finish setting the table.
Yeah, let's get there. The film, the IMDb synopsis says, I can't even do this in a dramatic voice because there's nothing dramatic. Film version of the musical stage play presenting the last few weeks of Christ's life told in an anachronistic manner. Anachronistic means belonging or appropriate to a period other than that being portrayed.
Yeah, I knew that. You knew I knew that?
Obviously, I did too.
You knew that.
For my kids.
We know there are kids out there, and they don't know what an acronyms are. And that's what we tell.
Yeah, I told that to my wife, and she corrected me on how to pronounce it. So if that tells you anything.
All right, how about a review?
I got a few. 10 out of 10. As a 12-year-old growing up in Indiana, this movie opened my world and mind to dancing, hippies, and religion. I truly felt free for the first time in my life. 8 out of 10, very good, if not quite a superstar movie musical. 8 out of 10, a fantastic rock opera. 7 out of 10, strange masterpiece. And he says, can anyone imagine the pitch meeting of Weber and Rice saying, we want to make a rock opera about the ministry and death of Jesus Christ? After the execs were revived with ammonia vials and cold compresses, the idea was executed perfectly.
That's great. Yes, music, I believe, written by Andrew Lloyd Webber. Absolutely iconic Broadway music producer. That's the Weber invention.
There you go.
All right. Well, there you go. You have the table is set, and now we are going to
consume.
The table is set.
The table is set. Now we're going to consume
and discuss. The following thoughts are from us. They're not about the people involved in this film. We know a little bit about
Paul,
some of their careers that went on after this. We don't really know them as people, though. So this is not about anybody involved in the project. These are just about the film that was created. Frankly, this isn't even about the play. Because I've never seen the play. This is about the movie that was made about the play. based on the play. So that's what we're going to talk about here today. Maybe you're like, no, it's not. I saw it on Broadway and somebody's, I don't know. This is a different thing. This is the movie that was made in 1973. That's what we're discussing here. Not the people, not the other stuff, just this movie.
Not their extra careers afterward. No.
No, this is just about the movie that was Jesus Christ Superstar. And I think that's it. I think we're ready to get started. I'm going to give you a more thorough synopsis, to the best of my ability, which will contain spoilers. Again, this is pretty based on a story that's thousands of years old at this point. So you probably know how it goes. But yet I will do this and give you a moment. This is not available for free anywhere. You do have to purchase this. We watched it on YouTube. Shouts out. It was like $4.
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon or whatever.
A lot of options. So you can do that now. I'm going to go through this very quickly because, again, I feel like spoilers aren't really in play. But if you want to go watch it, you can go to the show notes right now. And if you're still with us, you know the drill. Here we go. Jesus Christ Superstar. I mean, honestly, there's really not much to say here as far as a detailed synopsis goes. I actually enjoy writing the synopsis to kind of catch you up on the plot, and there's just not much to really say here. The plot,
I can't tell if this is part of the bit.
The plot is basically just a step-by-step of the Passion of the Christ, not the movie, but the events leading up to the death of Jesus. It's pretty much like identical. You've got the triumphant entry. You've got the Garden of Gethsemane. You've got the trial before Caiaphas and Pilate. Like, these are all in there. There's just a couple minor creative tweaks when you talk about Jesus Christ Superstar, in that Judas dresses like a figure skater. Jesus looks like he's an underfed Scandinavian, and he sings like Bon Jovi. King Herod throws fabulous pool parties, and there are fighter jets. So, I mean, basically the story, a little bit of those elements, and you are going to be completely caught up with what we're talking about. And while all that might sound a little different, it follows exactly the same plot, points and ends exactly the same way, with all the Jewish leaders and Romans and disciples piling into a van and heading back to the airport. So, like, you might not know, but you know what I'm saying? That's my approach in a synopsis. I did start writing a song, and then I was just like, I can't pull this off. I'm not liking how any of this is coming together.
No. How do you parody something that's already wild?
Right.
Yeah. It's like when SNL a long time ago tried to parody the what's it called? Was it the rainbows?
The double rainbow?
No, that too. But there was the Juggalos music video.
Yeah. Magnets.
How do they work? And they tried to parody that, and it's like, you can't crazy the crazy.
Right.
So
right. There's no Tiger King parody. It is Tiger King.
It's wild.
It is what it is. So we're talking about Jesus Christ Superstar. Tim, give me something that was shocking to you.
Okay, so most shocking to me was it was something I saw right away and then had to look up, but everything was done on site in Israel. Like,
same.
Right. So this whole thing was filmed in Israel. The first thing I saw was like this beautiful backdrop with like crazy mountains. And I was like, that's not in the US. And it kept going. And there's all these big, crazy, amazing shots.
Yeah.
Like really complicated shots that would involve like somebody being ready to go like a mile away and on top of a mountain over there. And then they zoom out and zoom out and zoom out and then pan to another shot. Yeah. So it being all on site in Israel was super cool and shocking. I had to learn it though. And then like the cave, like that first cave where that's Bell Cave in Jerusalem is super freaking cool. And I was like blown away by that stuff right away.
In ruins, like not in ruins, like the set was destroyed, like in actual ruins. I looked. That's why when you said a $3 million budget, I'm like, how in the 70s? What are they giving that away to shoot in?
I think
for
so.
Nothing?
I do think so.
Because it was, I was actually struck the same way. Mm-hmm. But the thing that was shocking to me, and it's kind of along similar lines, I love 70s movies. Like, I just love the style. It's a lot of what you're talking about because you're dealing with actual film reels. So it is less advantageous to cut. So nowadays, if you've never thought about this, sorry to make you do this for a couple minutes, but it's like cut, like basically it's like, where can we stick a camera so we can get 5 seconds out of that camera in this chase sequence or something. And in the 70s, they were just way more thoughtful about like, I don't want to have to cut this 50,000 times. Like it practically just had issues, and you're trying to sync with audio and all this stuff. So they would, we're talking about the same shot. Like they had a guard standing like on a rock, like forever away. And obviously you've got this lens with just this like great range. And so they start on this guard and then they zoom down into the action that's happening right here. And I'm just like, I just love 70s movies. Like I just like, it keeps you in it more for me personally. Like every time you cut to me, it's like, oh, my eyeballs aren't like, this isn't me watching it then, because if I were watching it, the action would be continuous. And so there's like this magic to 70s movies.
But in the way they did it though, too, like the quality in the way they did it wasn't just, like we're going to have these long, slow shots, which is kind of what we see in 50s and 60s. They're still really long takes, but ways of doing that and also not making it feel like it's taking forever to get through it. Like the quick zooms, like immediate zooms onto people's faces. Like, it, kind of felt like Batman, like the old school Batman stuff every once in a while. It was loved it.
Yes. Yeah. I was like, man, I don't know that I've ever come to that complete realization, but I do have a special place in my heart for the 70s era movies. It just is like, it's so fun. And the location obviously was great. All the sets are practical. There's no CGI. It was like this great in-between time of like the 50s. They would build these sets like we did Samson and Delilah on here. And that was pretty epic. There's something fun about that. But this is like, no, it was like just they're using a set. And so when people are on scaffolding, like they're actually standing on scaffolding. It's cool. And I just, it's just a shocking self-realization and that's what happens here in the cloud together when we're vulnerable. We realize things about ourselves as we watch these movies. Give me a character you wanted to see less of.
Okay. So this was hard because there weren't very many. But it wasn't, anyway, I'll just get into it. I said I could do a lot with less of Caiaphas singing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The like super, he's like, obviously the main bad dude Pharisee, it has like the mushroom, like roof vent hat
Very
on.
much so.
Yeah.
Looked like Toad from Mario.
Yeah. But it looks like one of those things on top of your house that when the wind blows, it spins and it vents your attic. But his like super low voice that he's talking, it sounds like when he's like talking through one of those smoker boxes and he's trying to sing that way. I was a little put off by that, but
my take
was a character.
In my notes I wrote, he sounds like if a bullfrog wished to be a human. He would sing like that.
Yes. And he sang like that.
And then they paired him with a guy who was like real high pitched.
Oh, I'll get to that.
Oh, okay. That was your character you want to see less of. Okay. I hate to start with two rants, and I feel like I'm starting with two rants. Apologize.
You're a ranter.
My character I wanted to see less of was Mary Magdalene.
Whoa.
And here is why.
Wow.
This is this is going to be confusing because it's not character based and it's not writing based. It is tradition based. Watching this movie, I was really bothered by, like, I even asked Rachel, we were watching it. Like that Mary Magdalene had a sex worker history. Is just not true. And I feel like it keeps getting perpetuated. So this was just like a little bug thing for me. It's not a true thing. It's made up. It's like, it's just not real. We've combined Marys in the Bible to just kind of like coagulate and then go, yeah, I think Mary Magdalene used to be a sex worker. No, she didn't. And we just keeps going from generation to generation. And the thing that really irks me, and obviously this is where my rant will stop, is like the reality is we just don't seem to want to sit with the fact that she was just like a key part of what they were doing. So we give her this sort of sordid backstory because it's like, wow, and I believe, I think I wrote this down. Like I think Mary Magdalene had, was quoted as like having demons cast out, like an evil spirit cast out of her. So it's not like she didn't experience some sort of healing, but it just feels like we sort of cheapen the Mary Magdalene character. And then there's all these like conspiracy theories that she was like married to Jesus. And we always want to like add something in there as opposed to going like, I don't know, she's just present for all the significant events. There's a chance stop me here. I know this is crazy. She just was like a big part of what was going on.
Yeah.
She had no like relationship with anybody. She just was a big part of it.
So I hear you. I hear that.
That's my beef.
I hear that. And I didn't, maybe I just didn't pick up. I think maybe I'm just not as sensitive to that stuff as you are. Like I got the vibe for sure by the what she says in the film, that she's like known many men. And I know what that means. That could be anyone. Not me. Personally. But like, you know, she's been around the block, and that could be anyone. And so like whatever, like again, that could be any modern day human being.
Yeah.
What they portrayed in this, and this is what my mother-in-law said. She was like, "Oh yeah, I heard that she has like a relationship with Jesus."
Correct.
Like, yeah. And I watched that film and thought none of that. I read none of that happening. That there was like some sort of like romantic relationship with him. She goes in and she, like, you hear her talk about her conflicting feelings for him.
Right.
But it wasn't like reciprocated as far as I could see. And so she's like, which I think is a cool way to dive into the humanity of the people around. Like, had to be that people around him, women included, maybe even men, would like saw him and loved him and felt this great passion for him and like didn't know what to do with that. Like, I love him. What does that mean though? Right. So I'm okay with how that got played out.
Okay,
but I with
understand. I'm yes. Yeah. I had the same kind of like background going in, and I was like, yeah, there doesn't seem to be any like affirming or like aha, like they're together. If you'll remember the Da Vinci Code, like that's a big part of the Da Vinci Code, the Dan Brown book series, is that they had a like love child, and that's not the first. Like this is one of the things. It just is, They also like in this movie, again, I'm bringing a lot, and I'm putting it on like Jesus Christ Superstar, and they're just one of a continuation of this.
I felt like they brushed that topic.
I think they did fine.
You're thinking they just hammered it.
It was like, here we go again a little bit for me. There's a woman that washes Jesus's feet. This is a different woman, and it just feels. And I get decisions get made when you're making movies and you can't have a million characters, but it just seems like a lot of times when we do this, we're like, we can have 90 dudes, but what if we just took all the females and made them one female? And you're like, okay, but they were different. It's okay that there's like multiple. There's a different unnamed character that did the washing of the feet. This is a different character. There's another Mary. Actually, 3 key Marys in the whole narrative. And I'm sympathetic to filmmakers because that's complicated. You don't want to, if every character's name is Mary, that gets tricky. But anyway, rant over.
Thank God.
I'm not supposed to be the one ranting, but that was just something that stuck out to me.
That's my thing.
That's usually your thing.
That's my thing.
Give me a character you want to see more of. You want to say it on 3?
1, 2, 3. All
Herod.
of them.
I thought we were going to be
said all.
on that.
That's coming later. Every character here is fun, evidently, except for Mary Magdalene. But I'm not as racist or sexist as Anthony is. So, I didn't say it. I didn't say less of a woman of color.
I didn't take my private jet to get to this podcast recording to be told I don't care about issues.
Yeah. It's electric. Don't worry.
Woogie.
One favorite, Annas, the Caiaphas's like second little buddy, him singing in his like super high pitched voice, contrasting Caiaphas's. He was fun. Simon singing was just the best. Like so much good singing, so many good characters. I mean, even Judas like was a really fun character. Like all these characters were so good. I would see more. Like give me more of all of how they portrayed all these people.
Yeah, I was a lot of that I co-signed. I talk about some of that in a minute. Herod just to me was like such a showstopper, such a like. And I'm like, this is, I don't know. I don't hate this. That was one. This is going to be a movie. It is intentionally I don't want to say intentionally divisive because I don't think that's right. No. But it's intentionally like, you're going to like some stuff you're not.
Provoking.
Provocative. That's a much better word. It's intentionally provocative. But the Herod like opulence kind of concept and even viewing Jesus as like, do a trick for me, God man. Like, let's see it. I'm like, oh, dang, that's pretty good actually. Like, yeah, like I think that could have been close to kind of the vibe of like, oh, cool, I've heard about this. Do me a show. That was just really good. It was really good. It was a really fun sequence, and it's shot in the Dead Sea.
Yeah,
like I was like, wow, this is really good. Yeah, and he just is like big, filled up this screen character. Herod was fun. Okay, give me a low point.
Oh, we're at a low point. Do we have a low point?
Oh no,
we skipped one.
Skipped one.
The character most like Anthony.
I know. You know what I did was I copied notes.
Oh no!
From Benson's podcast, so I didn't have this. But go ahead.
You don't have one? You son of a gun!
I will.
You're gonna make one up.
I'll think of one and I'll rant about it.
I thought Pilate. So Pilate reminded me of not you, but I could see you playing that character. Because he's Italian.
Yeah.
The way that he played that character was so good. It was like sinister in a way, like such talent to kind of go back and forth between that sinister way of Pilate being, and then very reasonable going, yeah, okay, y'all want to kill him, like he's done nothing wrong, and then he's like sensitive, he's like a little bit caring, like I feel like you would have played that role again, you as an actor maybe in that role, not like you as Pilate, because he's pretty vicious for a minute.
Nobody talks about me as an actor as much as they should.
I know. I've seen you as an actor.
It's really impressive.
Done acting with you.
Okay, admittedly, I copied the notes for this show from when we didn't do this question. The one that comes to mind, though, I'm a little nervous.
Say it.
Judas. Because of what a project guy he was.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like he was just viewing this as a project. And he was like, you're not planning well. You're letting this thing kind of get away from you. Like, I can sort of see where it's going. Like, it was really, I mean, we talked about it. It was just an interesting take on Judas.
I accept all of that.
And so like that character in this film has like an understanding of like the Roman implications of what's happening. And he's like kind of trying to manage the project of Jesus. Oh, yeah. So that aspect, I don't think you would betray a friend, but so I would cut it off there.
Well,
but come on in, take it. Yeah, that's my answer on the fly to that one.
I like the storyline of Judas too. I'll get to that later, but yeah, I accept, like, he's every bit of portrayal that we have. If you haven't seen the movie, like, don't be offended. Try not to be offended on my behalf for what Anthony just said. The character is really well, I think, thought out and like
probably like would be like one of the top build characters, I would think, in this.
Oh yeah,
because he's got like a couple solos and
I mean, he's kind of a big part of the story.
I know I'm stopping short of saying the main character, but I wouldn't be mad if you said like Judas is the main character.
Well, I mean, the way I see it, this film it's titled Jesus Christ Superstar, but it's about the people around him,
right? That
all the things that happen around him, and it's these other characters. So
trying to kind of wrap their head around it.
Yeah.
All right, give me a low point.
This was easy for me, and there wasn't a lot of low points, but the just filthy Jesus beard. The facial hair that he had. I'm not a huge fan of like the typical white Jesus. Cause I grew up with that. It's not real. He wasn't that white, or at all. But like even as white as we've portrayed him many times in children's books, it's as white as your hat. But I have grown accustomed to like the white Jesus beard. And like I really like to think that like the Jesus in my life has some stronger facial hair features, and I need that in my picture of Jesus.
Yeah.
And this was like this little scruffy like 17-year-old kind of said, I'm not going to shave for 6 months, and then it showed up like that.
There's a weird bit of the beard here.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
Jesus was tough visually in this film, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Took some like, everybody else, you're like, oh, 70s, fun. And then just for context, Jesus is in what you would think of Jesus in like a robe, whereas everybody else is in like very 70s kind of hippie garb. And so there's already a little bit of that. He's very petite, like very small in every, like shorter than everybody.
Right, which I would imagine anyway would be real.
Yeah, I was kind of like, all right, that's an interesting take. Very white. And then the beard. I think you did nail it. Like the beard. Though.
Yeah. The first thing I wrote, because the opening shot of this whole movie is like, Jesus's nasty beard. And
maybe in the 70s it was more, that was a thing. I went around.
We can talk to Paul about his other films.
No, I'd rather not hear any of that. Okay, my low point was this is the only part I think I laughed out loud that was certainly not intended. It was when Judas betrays Jesus in the garden. Because it's like playing out, and he like kisses him on the cheek, and Jesus looks over and he goes, "Judas, you betray me with a kiss," and that's it. It's the only part he sings, and I was like, okay, I don't know why we had to do that. With a kiss, like. I just thought, I don't think that's supposed to be a laugh point, and it was definitely a laugh point.
That's fair. I'll give you that. It probably wasn't supposed to be laughed at, but it was good.
It was very funny. Okay, give me a high point.
Oh, you already hit it, but I didn't want to jump to it. That whole Herod scene, like on the sea, like on the water. The like just 10 out of 10. What, like it was gonna be at first, it was gonna be for me the temple, like the table flipping scene, which I was all pretty into. Cool. It's very cool, very pretty well cool. done. Like that like mixing of modern stuff with the story, and I love that. And then I saw the King Herod scene and saw like the dancing, his white capri shorts, the ridiculous yellow sunglasses he had, that gold chain. And I'm like, the whole time I'm like, he looks like Jonah Hill, and I love this.
Yeah.
He just crushes it. It is not just Herod, it's the whole scene. It's them, it's the other characters with the opulence and the dresses and the like the super bright colors, in contrast even to the brighter colors that are in the rest of the film. These are like neons and pinks and like bright. And it reminds me of the Capitol, in Hunger Games. Mm-hmm. Like this is that life, this lavish, super decadent life. And you see Herod like sing this song and all the stuff you said that he says to Jesus. And then in the middle of it, like realizes Jesus isn't scared of him. Mm-hmm. And then that throws him off, and he's not used to that. And then he gets scared and starts throwing bread at him, and like just it tells him to go away, as he can't handle that. Right. He like can't handle that reaction to him. It's such a good stinking scene. I was very happy with it.
Yeah, it was. Oh man, there's so much you just said. I want to talk for a minute just to give people an understanding, because I dug it. The cleansing of the temple sequence is like there's tables with like automatic rifles, and then there's like drugs, like what you would identify as a drug.
I don't know what drugs look like.
Well, because it's like an aspirin, acetaminophen. Like there's that type of, like, it's very like, I don't know. It just was kind of a cool, like, that's the idea of that thing. Like, I do think it was a cool way of capturing, like, there might be an immediate response, like, well, they wouldn't have had guns. Like, of course not. Obviously. But the concept of, like, you've made this about this instead of what it needs to be, super cool. But yeah, the Herod sequence taught, like, so good. So, like, I don't want to, like, just wax poetic about this thing, but, like, so many, like, different agents of power that are trying to get Jesus either to be afraid and to sort of kneel and kiss the ring. And then Herod sort of like, look at how fun all this is. Like, he says in one of his lines is like, turn my water into wine, take this bread and feed everybody, like, make it out. Let's just have fun. Let's do. So it was like kind of an interesting, like, how power would interact with a person like Jesus. Super cool. It was super cool. My high point was, two things I want to note. One, just and we've alluded to it, I hate to do this, but like the Judas idea, like just this idea, I do think if you take a closer look at the biblical representation of Judas and what is really all going on there, I think it's certainly more complicated than the initial brush most people get, which is, you betrayed your friend, you missed it. It's like, there's actually, once you think about, like, he's he's like sort of like this extremist and is seeing that Jesus is not doing enough to topple the Romans and wants to topple the Romans is ultimately like his goal. Like there's just more going on. And I thought it was actually, I was happy with. There's some things, but overall going like, hey, think about Judas as like, that this was probably this was probably not done out of like, haha, I'm going to show him.
Right.
More so than like, this is just not playing out the way I think it is. Maybe seeing like, because Jesus explicitly tells the disciples so many times, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And there's part of you that's almost like Judas might've been the only one that heard it and was like, guys, like this is all about to end. And then at least that's kind of one of the things they're positing here. So I just thought the Judas character arc was really interesting. Nice. That was my high point.
Nice.
You might remember, I said that was the character that reminded me of you. So it was really high praise.
Yeah.
My second thing needs to be noted. Jesus sings a song when he's in the Garden of Gethsemane, and one of the lyrics is, "Back then I was inspired, now I'm sad and tired." And I just thought, like, man, that resonates.
I see. I hear you.
That hits.
Jesus was human.
Back then I was inspired and now I'm sad and tired. And a lot of the rhymes in this are like, they sound a little children's booky. Like they're just like, what word rhymes with sad? Mad. Glad. Back then I was inspired, now I'm sad and tired. But that line, yeah, just really, that hit me.
I get it.
I was like, that resonates. Okay. How many raised hand emojis? Here we go at the big finish.
This was probably the easiest one of all.
Yeah.
I mean, not since Velocipaster have I said you have to see this. 10 out of 10. Like go like watch it. Like
yeah.
Wherever you are, like whatever you're doing. If you haven't seen it in a while, like go watch it again. It's so fun. But like again for me. Like everything is good. Like the songs are super catchy. The Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna. The choreography in the desert alone, like doing all of this dancing stuff, legitimately doing like 50 plus person dance choreography in the dirt of the desert, and they're doing it for real. Like I mean, they're dirty and nasty and whatever. Like it was amazing, just so well done. The costuming was fantastic. The purple tank top theme for the Roman soldiers, like all here for it. And then these like tender moments, like you talked about with Judas, like his grappling with what. Like this simplified version of the story that we've been told.
Yeah.
Like this is an artistic interpretation of that. And like, again, kind of bringing, he's got this sort of remorse and he says like, does he afterward, he says like, does Jesus still love me? Does he care for me?
Yeah,
like he knew that was a real thing. And then the shot of him like hanging himself, like, that was an amazing shot, like the on the tree and then zooming out to everything else was going on. So stinking good. There's so much good stuff in here. Go see it. If you just like good, fun stuff, great. If you are in the middle of your deconstructing and you want to go like revisit some stuff that you were told was like bad in the day, like go see it. It's fun. Watch it with friends. 10 out of 10.
Okay.
5 out of 5, whatever we do.
It's your first day.
All of them.
I get that you don't know it yet.
I've never rated one so high.
I know. That's what
so it's hard to say. I don't know what to do.
Above 2? Here's what I'm going to say. I gave it a 4. And that's only because I don't think I've ever given a 5, and I don't know why I'm holding it back. But here's what I want to say. I do want to say I'm going to end on a rant. I started on a rant.
I bet you will.
Here we go. Everything you just said, it is really a creative take. I kept waiting to see, like, because of the way we were brought up with it, I kept waiting for it to take like a South Park turn and be like, oh, you're making a whole joke out of the thing. They never do. No. It's not a whole joke to them. They clearly knew enough about the story that it was done with a degree of intentionality that it's like, yeah, you followed the actual path of the story. Like this is, you knew what you were talking about when you made this. Okay. I want to say all that. It's the 70s. It's fun. It's hippie culture. Like it is like a moment. Here's what I want to say before I send you off to watch it, because before I do think you should watch it. I don't agree with all the takes, and you won't either. And here's the thing I want to tell you. You're right. you're right. Like, I think there's every reason to believe they sort of portrayed Judas as Jesus's best friend. And you can go in there and go like, well, it was pretty clear that Jesus had this other connection with Peter, James, and John. I just want to say this. You're right. Whatever you're going like, that doesn't seem quite right. You're probably right. You're probably right. That wasn't like exactly the way it played out. There was a couple others. I didn't even write them down, but I just was like, at the end of the day, what I think this does a really good job of, there's a whole song, Jesus's whole song, kind of talking to God. You would have every right to be like, that tone seems off to me. I think you're fine to say that. What I would encourage you to do, though, so that's where I want to end that. You're right. Whatever problem you have with it, you're right. But here's why I want to encourage you to watch it. Because I do think it explores the Judas story is great. The Mary Magdalene sort of representing how the people around him might have been like, yeah, having these like, this is a human being. So you can't not, we are all humans. We know like you're going to spend this much time with someone. You are going to love them. Mm-hmm. What is that? How do you make sense of all that? They're clearly grappling through song, because it's a rock opera and nobody talks, about like, he's a man. I see. He's a man. I know what, you know what I mean? Like you can just hear them going like, he is. And then he's not, but then he is. You're just like, yeah, this is there's a great sequence of like all these like sick and wounded people sort of like attacking him, for lack of a better term, but kind of like
they're mobbing him.
Again, when you go like, that didn't happen. You're right. We have nothing of that in the Bible. Well, but what a
we don't know that it didn't happen.
We don't know that it didn't happen, but I'm saying you're right to say, if your whole point is like, that's not in the Bible. You're right. It's not.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting thing to think about. And even for the person of Jesus, how much weight there might have been to go like, I can't heal everybody. Like, like you just have to think like this embodiment of compassion and mercy had to deal with some of this of like, there's whole parts of the world I'm not going to be able to get to because I've only got this amount of time. So like it really explores a lot of like of the stuff that I am drawn to in my whole project with the sheep and everything. And it does so, I think, you know, and also there's an irreverence to the whole thing, which is like, you know, it's whatever. To me, you have to like, I'll let you respond to it in a second. But there's like a, there's if those are the things, don't let, here's what I'm trying to say. I would encourage you to not let those things get you hung up. And instead, you go like, oh, interesting that they explored some different parts in the same way that people, you know, you have a project like The Chosen that is running after a more like, we think, you know, we want to put it in the period and do all the things like a period piece. And why is that helpful? Because it kind of like it gives it some flesh and blood and some tissue, and it makes it like, oh yeah, that might have been how that conversation. We don't know that that's exactly how that conversation went, but it might have been something like this. So that's a rant to end on. You made a lot of faces.
Yeah, I did make a lot of faces. I want to give you time to respond,
but that would be
you're not going to.
We are out of time. And we have another guest coming in. No, I'm kidding. That would be my take. I want to end my take there and say it's a 4. It's fun. I would put it like if my kids, that I think is the highest way I can say this. I want to protect them and keep them from things that I think might be harmful. I would say this is a fun one, and it kind of explores some things in a creative way. And don't be so like, well, this part I didn't really care for. That's fine. You're allowed to not care for that part, and also say that there's like other good stuff in there that is good.
Yeah. All right.
Go ahead.
I've got a rant of my own now. No, like I use the word irreverent, and I disagree with that word. If what we do on the other side of our podcast with the Bible and like pulling things out and like making sense and making stories and putting context, like modern context to what we read, if that's irreverent, then we got to stop doing what we do. Cause I think that's what is happening in this film. Mm-hmm. I think there's more attention paid to the story when the writers jump into the story and jump into the characters and try to understand them in a different way and try to, help us see these characters in a different way. Because like you said, you can go into this an old timey storytelling and see Jesus and disciples speaking English, but they're wearing costumes that look like they're period pieces.
Right.
Like, I'm not in that story with them the same way I am in the story that I just watched. Like, I watch them and I see this take on, like we said, Judas is grappling with this. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing. It like I'm sad about what I did. Like, I think he probably felt that. Like, I think there's a chance he did. And I don't know. I don't think that, like, if you read too far into what's in there, and I think that's what we are all capable of. That's what we've been, like, conditioned to do in our tribe that we grew up in. Reading too much into little details of the story, where an artist is going, like, it doesn't not say that in the Bible. Like, why can't I interpret some things? Right. So then they tell the story and go, hey, yeah, sure, Judas wasn't Jesus' best friend. I didn't get that from this. I got that they were trying to tell that relationship between Judas and Jesus was more complicated and more loving. He was one of the 12 disciples for however many years that they traveled together. Like, he was close with them, and then he betrayed them, and like, there was a reason, and we don't really know, but we try to paint Judas as the betrayer and Thomas as the doubter and Peter as the rock. Right. And, like, no pun intended here with Paul. Like, we try to do that. But so when somebody else says, hey, I want to expand that a little bit more and maybe try to explore it and understand what could have happened. Like, if your inkling is like, yeah, that's not how, like, that's my gut check says that's not how it happened. Sorry, you weren't there. You're wrong too. Like, everybody's wrong if that's the case, because nobody alive now was there. So we have text to go from, and not to get too philosophical to stuff with it, but, like, we don't know. And anything that helps us jump into that story, that, like, really cool story that we've kind of done a lot of basing of our lives and decisions on. Like, I'm all for it. Like, if it makes you think more profoundly about the story of Jesus Christ and the story of, like, the disciples and the humanity around him, I'm in for it. And that's why it's a 10 out of 5.
And that's what's funny. And it is inherently the difference between you and me. I think we are saying exactly the same thing, and you articulate it, everyone is wrong. And I articulate it, everybody's right.
Yeah, no.
Everybody's right.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but I just think you could say, like, oh, when I read it this way, it brings me to this conclusion. I think that's what I would encourage, if you've not done something like that before, to go into a project like this. And this is a great one because it's just, like, kind of fun and fluffy and singing. It's a rock opera. Nobody talks, which I was like 45 minutes in going, like, oh, nobody's going to talk.
Right.
Oh, okay.
It reminded me of watching Hamilton. And I was like, oh, you're not, I got to really pay attention to the songs now.
Oh, so, like, no one's talking the whole time. Oh, okay. So that's what you're in for. But I just encourage the practice. It's okay to, this is what I'm saying, and I think you're saying the same thing. Well, let's build the muscle of, like, oh, what you just said there is interesting. What you said there, I don't know that I agree with. That's okay. Nobody, it's not like, wait until it's 1,000% correct and then I will accept it. Like, then you'll never accept anything from anyone. Right. Because you will always find the thing. This is one of those things that I thought, and I started making some of the notes. Just like exploring Judas's thoughts on all this thing, exploring the women around Jesus. And that's something that has been talked about before. Like, it would be natural that somebody had a crush on Jesus. That's a real thing that probably happened. Whether it wasn't Mary Magdalene, I don't know. But somebody probably had a crush on him. Somebody went to school with him and was like, he's kind of cute. Like, these are things. These are probably real things. And you could say, I don't know this character did that or whatever, but I think it's cool. And I actually did see that it's interesting. There was the YouTube comments that I saw were like, hey, this was something that me and my parents did, and it was like, they showed it to me, and this was like this was a big conversation starter. We watch it together every Easter season, somebody said. Nice. And I was like, oh, it's kind of cool. Again, that's my note on it.
Dude, the take, anyway, we don't have to keep going. The take of him, like, when Jesus was in the garden and he's having these images of his crucifixion. Yeah, and it's through art, like, freaking, that's great.
Pretty cool to think that he would, like, sort of see it. And again, like, you could say, anyway, we've said a lot. And this is the last point I'll say. I think if you're enjoying what we do, I feel pretty confident, like, you'll get a kick out of this. Yeah. That's what I was saying. And you were kind of saying the same thing.
Yeah.
But I'm saying there's people who don't enjoy what we do. If you're one of those people in your life, they're probably not going to dig it.
But for that, we welcome your comments. So.
Yeah. You can send them to @JoshBenson. He would love to hear from you. No, that was it. We did it.
We did it. We did it. It was a classic. This is a big one.
It's like a classic that you can like show up at a party and be like, oh, I've seen that. I've seen that one. Have you not seen that one?
Well, I grew up with like in high school, I was kind of friends with all the drama kids. And so I heard the songs. I just didn't see the movie.
Oh, I didn't know any of these songs.
You didn't know the drama kids.
I was a drama kid.
You were not that drama kid.
I was in Brigadoon. Did a couple of productions.
You did High School Musical 3.
I did that as well. That was it. Jesus Christ Superstar, 1973. What a time. Thanks for watching Christian Movie Club. Go get a Bible is Funny hat. And send us the next movie we need to review @The Bible is Funny. Let us know what movie you watched or didn't watch or think we should watch. And we'll do it. We'll consume it.
Well,
then we'll talk about it.
We'll think about it.
Unless it's Bible Town. All right. Love you very much. See you soon. Bye.
Bye. Bye.